On this week's episode of the Cowboy Game Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast, we discuss all the tournament cancellations, Battles of Legend, Armageddon, and Toon Chaos again. So, I'm re-recording this intro a little bit after we did the podcast, I think yesterday, day before. Up until then, a few events had been cancelled, but now we've definitely, writings on the wall. Rio de Janeiro YCS is being cancelled on the day. So that's pretty late notice for them down there. Sorry to any of our listeners down there. It's a damn shame, but you know, this coronavirus stuff is certainly ramping up, and you can definitely feel that in this conversation coming up in the podcast, where, well, we just go through a little bit, and you know, yeah, it's not a fun time. Otherwise, here's the podcast. There's been a few other cancellations and stuff, but just letting you know that we recorded this a couple of days ago. Enjoy. This is the Cowboy Game Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. I'm joined here today by Lachlan. And Jake.
I forgot my own name there for a second.
That's all. No Tom lurking in the background. None of these other randos.
Tom might be here.
And none of the
Would you know?
ASMR Christian just going, Jesus loves you.
We apologise for that.
Yeah.
Jesus
It'll
doesn't
never
love you.
It'll never happen again. Otherwise, that's a threat, by the way.
Let's hop straight into. We've moved the comments to the start of the show.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Show. Ooh.
Let's hear from you before you hear from us.
Yes.
Ooh, that's catchy.
Whoa, hold up. I like that. So I lost. You guys like Infernoids apparently, because our last podcast did like very decent numbers.
Therefore, I dislike you all.
I sure hope we discussed Infernoids in depth. We touched on them a little bit, and
Yeah, we decided to feature them far more in the thumbnail than they ever did in the actual thing.
it's so
Well,
hard.
don't worry. The answer to why that happened is coming up very shortly. So Seabass said, that Sebastian guy sounds really smart and sexy.
Was he even on the last episode?
Yeah, he was.
Oh.
Remember he had the bullshit that wasn't the bullshit?
Yeah.
And
I don't know if this is coincidence, but Seabass sounds a lot like Sebastian. I wonder if they're one and the same.
No, this is
Someone
this
else-
Is a sea bass.
someone else
Yeah, this is a legitimate bass.
well, someone responded that he sounds like a nonce. It was me. I responded that.
I'm pretty sure there's a display picture there.
And another person replied, a sexy and smart nonce. And that was Seabass.
Oh my god. He keeps burying the link.
Kevin Mead said, this title makes me so happy. I'm glad it made you happy.
This was obviously written pre-listening.
No, we definitely...
We definitely brought it up because we made a point about it to bring it up because we
and
knew it
it's
would be a
always an argument
banging...
between
We'd
you
hope
and
that
me.
it features somewhere in the podcast if it's then in the thumbnail.
There's just so many, it does feel like a disservice to talk about it, but we do talk about so many things on a 40-minute
We have to
episode.
choose...
Something.
I feel like everything gets a similar amount of time, and we have to choose something to name it. We
It's
can't
so
write
hard-
everything.
It's so hard to Photoshop 50 different topics. in
Blue
one
Eyes
picture.
White Boy says, nice guys.
Thank
We're
you.
not nice guys. We're terrible people.
You're the bad guy.
I am legitimately awful.
Duh.
I have a dead person in my boot.
Oh.
That's why I didn't give us a left turn.
Yeah, I knew it. We'd smell him.
Yeah, I need to get rid of that before I can pick up anyone else.
Jack Erie said, 2 questions. Is there any reason why you guys don't carry over the pretty titles from the YouTube videos to the podcast sites?
Oh.
Or have
Called
the episode
out.
count in the YouTube title or description?
I was thinking ditching the episode count altogether.
Because
Well-
that way we can't be held accountable if it changes.
We can we can elaborate a bit here on this question because I think it's probably, as we grow, and we are growing right now, we're in a pretty good state of growth. I think this question is going to come up a bit. So I responded, hi Jack, simply put, I am in charge of titles on YouTube while Bragg is in charge of the podcast side of things.
Yeah.
We actually get far more listeners on podcast sites than we do on YouTube. So lately I've been trying to bring the YouTube numbers up to match the audio numbers.
Yeah.
So to go in more depth there, it is a lot harder to get views on YouTube than it is to get listeners on audio sites. We've gotten where we are through consistent uploads over many years on the audio. That doesn't show as much on YouTube.
No.
So we need the pretty titles, as you say, to get new people in, and then we hopefully keep them with our content.
And that's it. And audio, and audio's just never really mattered. It's just kind of I've always kept it simple. I did have the names in the beginning, and also I had like proper written out descriptions with time codes.
It's just I don't think an audio, like the audio audience.
He tapped his head for.
Some would just say listeners, but okay.
Well, Temple. No, the audience of the podcast audience in general. I don't think they're as susceptible to that. Like they don't. You guys don't want pretty titles on the podcast sites. We don't think. If we're wrong and you want us to clickbait you, send us an email. But at teamc4g.com. No, teamc4g@gmail.com. But yeah, simply put, clickbait is a necessity on YouTube. We don't like to do it, but we do try to justify it, however possible. And I will start adding the podcast number in the description.
Actually, that's a good idea. Put it in the description. Well, I mean, I was just kind of keen to just stray away from episode numbers because every other podcast I listen to now,
I like episode numbers just because it gives us something to celebrate.
Okay.
You know.
Well, we can keep a track of it.
Yeah. Well, we'll put. I think I'll start putting them in the description.
Yeah.
And then you'll always know. The plan was originally to. We've hopped on about this too long.
Yeah.
We'll go on to our week in Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess.
Yeah. So, obviously, major world stuff has crossed over into Yu-Gi-Oh! Coronavirus stuff has cancelled. Actually, no, sorry, postponed YCS Charlotte.
Wash your hands.
Yeah, I agree with this. I mean, so.
It's just bad press if they had kept it going, too.
Like, so 2 days ago, I thought this was we'll kind of wean away. There'll be a few more cases. Vaccine comes in like
Then 200 people in Italy died in one day.
Yeah, and Tom
it's
Hanks
been announced by the World Health Organization as an official pandemic at this stage as well.
And I was about to say, Tom Hanks has it. That's
on
that's
the Gold
it.
Coast, where I'm going
It's
next week.
affected America's sweetheart.
Yeah, like that's where I'm like, oh, maybe this is serious.
Yeah, I was just at my some elderly family I have, and I was just like, unless you need to go out, just stay inside.
Yeah.
I was like, just wait till this thing passes over. If you need something, like, call me or whatever, but I just need you to stay inside as much as possible.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know if I'm overreacting there, but, like, it's scary times, and, yeah,
Well, the
so make sure you're
elderly are
staying...
the most susceptible to it.
Yeah,
though,
so if you're... if you're elderly and listening to our podcast, or you think you might have it, if you have it, email us. That's kind of cool.
What?
Yeah.
Just let us know
Why?
what's up. Like, if you're in the hospital or whatever, like, we have no information about it, really.
Yes, I mean, plenty of other large gatherings. I'm going to suspect that most other YCS is going to be postponed. Maybe Rio de Janeiro survives because I haven't really heard much out of Brazil with that yet.
Once it gets into South America, though, I think it'll just...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because there's, like, almost no health standards in
Yeah.
Brazil anyway.
We
So,
should
yeah.
be a bit better in
Otherwise,
Australia.
if you're going to locals, as always,
We're
if you
isolated.
are...
That's the thing. Like, being a non-connected island that's very far away from every other place that's infected means that, like, we're very contained. Like, I think in all of Australia, we've only had, like, maybe 200 cases or something. Less than that, maybe.
Yeah. No, I think it's...
There's 70 active cases at the moment.
It's like 99 active
That's in
cases at
this
the
state.
moment.
That's a state. Oof.
Yeah, but it's like
Oof.
only this state is really hit by it. Like, there's some in Queensland, but I
I
read
know
today it's
Western
like...
Australia and Southern Australia are in single digits.
I read today that it was 99 in Australia.
Rough.
Yeah, could be right.
But otherwise, I mean, if you're at locals, as always, wash your hands. Make sure you just...
Don't accept that unity handshake, just accept the idea of it. The concept of shaking hands. That's all you have to accept. If
It's
someone
fine.
says...
But I err on that side anyway. Just keep
Yeah, I
yourself
don't like
clean.
touching other people anyway.
Well, it's like the handshake. I mean, I shook hands like with Pokemon players were really like keen on handshakes. I'm like, I don't like this.
Also, something to add. Your sleeves get dirty. You can clean them.
Yes,
You can clean your sleeves. You can clean them the same way you would clean anything else. Like a bacterial wipe, anything. You can clean it, dry them out. That's...
Buy new sleeves.
It will stay... Sleeves like that, they're pretty inexpensive anyway. Just get a clean pair of sleeves. And if you are afraid of the person next to you or that you're versing, don't let them cut. Just say, look, I'll keep shuffling until you're happy, but just like try to keep to yourself. I think
I hate dirty sleeves.
they're so gross. You can clean them. They're just plastic.
And also, look, like, we'll move into other stuff. Actually,
We will start talking about Yu-Gi-Oh eventually, but
do we think States and Oceanics will happen?
I think we're gonna find out. Like, I don't think.
So
We're-
it is interesting because although it's spreading a lot, it really is only affecting, or rather like seriously affecting, quite a small number of the population.
Yeah.
Like I think the infection rate outside of China where it originated is like 0.9%. So it's such a small segment of the population. And then when you think about the demographics of who it's affecting in that as well, like people are obviously contracting it within other age groups as well, but when it becomes a serious problem, it's generally infants or
It's
elderly.
not even infants, actually. I've since found out. It's almost just old
elderly.
people.
Right.
Like, infants apparently are not at a greater risk of like
So it's literally just
Passing.
affecting the old.
than it's just the old people.
Also, the only concern I would have is the inner country travel to New Zealand.
Yeah. Well, I've
true.
actually got a holiday to New Zealand booked around that time, and I'm kind of afraid the tickets aren't gonna go when New Zealand quarantines itself away from Australia, because I don't think New Zealand has any cases at the moment. I don't think they want any.
Yeah.
I would have quarantined yesterday if I was New Zealand.
Yeah. We'll see how we go.
I suppose a country with no trade outside of people bringing things to them can't really afford to shut its borders early.
What's better than
If it comes to that, I'm sure they'll just split it back up where New Zealand Nats, they'll just give them like a
Give them an
playoff.
event, give us an event.
Again, just
yeah.
one each goes like how it used to be.
unless it happens like Italy? Nothing will happen.
So maybe I don't know if this is a good thing to say, so we'll cut it if it's not. But basically, God heard of the idea that they were going to do this whole national thing, and then decided, no, I'm gonna bring this down, and we're gonna do it back the
Do you
way
mean
that it was.
continentals?
Continentals is so weird.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Every
God-
time I tell you,
God is smiting us.
I've told you about 3 times it's called continentals, and you have the same reaction every single time. You go, "It's fucking dumb." I hate it. Yeah, and then he represses it again for next week. Like,
Clearly, my brain just has a stroke every time that you say the word continentals because it just thinks of soup.
continental cup of soup.
Go for some soup.
I hate soup. Soup's for people who hate food.
It really is. It's protein shake for boomers.
Anyway, on to the Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, so
But yeah, stay safe.
Yeah, in a more news.
Wait, we didn't do a week in Yu-Gi-Oh.
He really wants to talk about it because he did something this week,
yeah,
so
how
let's
was
just
that
do
week in
it.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh, we'll start with Jake.
I did nothing.
Okay,
Lachlan?
my turn. So on Tuesday, I went in, and I'm sure I told you guys already about my theatrics. I play Dynamist, kind of my thing. But I won on Tuesday. I won OTS first place championship. I won. I came first. With Mystic Minomist. I need to get to a fucking regionals, man. I need to get to a regionals ASAP.
Surely we've talked about this.
I really do.
He's brought up the idea of using it, but he hasn't actually used it until this point.
Yeah. So we just figured out it works. And today I went 3-1 and lost because of a pretty bad misplay. But
I was not there today.
Yeah, that was weird. It was a power outage.
half a second. That's kind of nuts.
I must have closed my eyes at that exact moment because nothing changed.
Well, I thought I just closed my eyes for a second, like blinked without knowing it. Anyway, that's not interesting. Anyway, it's probably more interesting than what I was talking about. But
So you go.
shout out to a certain Italian Yu-Gi-Oh channel for once again, you fucking Italians, you've taken my deck list again and just uploaded it as your own.
This keeps happening.
What is it? What is it with the
Was
Italians?
it Dynamist last time as well?
Yeah.
Hmm.
They just said, look at this deck list I found, and I was like, hi, me.
So it's one of the only deck lists you haven't uploaded to the channel either.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he spammed
That's
it all
what
over his done.
I went into my Dynamist Discord called the Almost Cyber Dragon cards.
Yes, that is amazing.
I think it's because the guy's an ACDC fan, and that's the abbreviation.
Just 2.
Almost so joking, cuz.
Mm-hmm.
I just said, look, fellas, I'm gonna have to stop sharing my deck lists with you guys until I've actually like made a video on it,
Yeah, that's probably.
because it's just like, this is my intellectual property.
You could have saved this for Patreon.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Patreon.
Sim.
No, that's what some of those
My
players are
God.
doing now.
The
Or
Sim
they'll
has
do,
fallen
or
in
they'll
love
do a
with the
quick
Dark
run through the
Magician.
deck, and then only do the deck. I could do a full deck
And do
profile
combos.
Yeah.
Do
Anyway.
you subscribe to an OnlyFans? Email us at teamc4g@gmail.com.
I really don't want to hear that. And my week in Yu-Gi-Oh is I bought a couple of products.
What'd you pull?
Because work work made me miss it twice. Actually, it wasn't even work tonight. It was a certain someone. They know who they are.
It was Scott Morrison.
Yeah. Legitimately.
It was the Prime Minister.
Anyway, so on Tuesday, I pulled an evenly matched. I'm like, this is pretty cool. I have 2 evenly matched now. Like, I now have a bit of removal going for me when I side. I'm like, I probably need
Good
a
luck
third.
with that. I side 3 and I still don't see them.
Yeah.
Andrew sides. Andrew doesn't side me, he just opens them every game. It's glued to the top of his deck.
And then I was like, oh, I need another evenly matched. Or maybe a lightning storm. So tonight I pulled a lightning storm. And that was pretty cool. Unlimited though.
Boo! Boo! Throw it in the trash!
That's
Boo!
not I bought Zoe.
Boo!
Yeah, throw it in the trash near me so I can then fucking take it.
Stamp on it a little bit, and then certain people will take it. Just put it in a sleeve and play with it.
So I'm tempted. Okay. So here we're looking at. If I find a bargain for them, do I pick up more of them, or do I sit here on one until they limit it, and then I have a
When
place
are they
It's not
ever
getting
going to
Bro,
limit
if
it?
evenly matched isn't limited, Lightning Storm's not gonna get limited.
Well, no, they're going to reprint Harpy's Feather Duster,
No.
and then they'll limit it
No.
to sell
No.
the Harpy's Feather Dusters.
Neither of those things are ever happening.
God, I wish we had video. It'd just be so funny. The amount of times I've done it, you could make
The end of you compilation on your facials
a comp-
after you've just had a
a
stutter.
compilation of me going.
I always find the after bits almost funnier where you
Where
just
I'm
go,
I forgot what I was going to say. I stumbled myself out of a sentence.
That was our week in Yu-Gi-Oh. Wait, you really didn't do anything?
went like X2 on Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
And on Thursday, he bought a pizza.
Did you say I went bowling?
Poorly.
Oh, poorly.
So badly.
Oh, yeah, we went.
Both are correct. There's just one of them that is more
No,
correct.
that way. The way you said it then's wrong.
That's the way you said it.
No.
You said I went badly.
You
It's the same way.
No, I did badly.
Yes. I'm saying you did badly.
You said he
And
went.
you said that's
didn't-
wrong.
Didn't you say he went badly?
Yeah.
Went is wrong, isn't it? It doesn't matter.
I went you.
Alright. Moving into some products. So that Toon Chaos, I'm not sure if we said last week that June 19 is the release date.
I found so much Toon stuff since then. Back through my
Oh yeah.
binders and everything.
So that's the extravagance reprint. So wait, June. June.
About 3 months away.
God, I hope Mystic Mine isn't banned by then.
Gee, so we don't get those. We don't get that stuff until after theoretically our.
They should have just made this
And
last
after our
set.
Continentals.
Oh, maybe Continentals will be July. Maybe. Maybe,
I-
maybe now.
Well, here's the
yeah,
thing.
with
If
this
it's like
season.
Oshi's, which I'm assuming it will be,
Yeah.
alright?
Yeah.
Oshi's every day for the past 2 years has been on the 11th.
Yeah, well, it's always been the June
June
the June
weekend.
long weekend.
And before that, the last time it was in Auckland was 2017 or 18 or one of them.
18.
And it was on the 8th.
But you
So
didn't-
it's somewhere between the 8th and the 11th.
But you didn't have a whole bunch of state championships leading into it.
True.
It's a fair point. You did have a lot of
Depends
regionals,
on when these, I hate saying it, Continentals have been scheduled for, because we haven't
Yeah.
got dates for them yet
No,
either.
yeah, so it's
reckon
all
we'll get
With all
Mats?
this business going in with
Back to Nats.
No, Mats.
Oh, Mats. No, they announced the pricing structure. Did we talk about the pricing structure? Yeah, we did, because that was the one where Tom's like, I'm going to go to Tassie. No, maybe we didn't, because we went through that pricing, and it's only top 8 for Tasmania that will qualify.
But you're saying that Tasmania is only top 8, so is it more than that for the...
Yeah, so we're top 32, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh.
And then, yeah, so there's 3 tiers.
Oh, no, we've definitely said this.
Yeah, there's 3 tiers. I mean, I'm
Or
not
maybe
sure.
we just talked about this.
Yeah, so Tassie, and I think it's just Tassie's top 8, then North and South Island are top 16, Adelaide's top 16, and Perth might be top 16 as well for qualifying points. Qualifying for continentals. And then New South Wales, Queensland, and Melbourne,
I thought it was just
Melbourne,
New South Wales
Victoria.
and Queensland.
and Victoria.
When we were talking about it, we had only known that it was New South Wales and Queensland.
But yeah, so Victoria has it. I'm pretty sure the top 32 as well. So
Right, let's just do it.
for the tier 3 one, which Melbourne was, it is top 32 get sleeves, invite to WCQ at Continentals, a game map. The rest of participation is just a booster packs equivalent to entry fee. Cool. Second place here, Nintendo Switch. First place is a super rare copy of the YCS prize card and the VIP package. So I assume.
That's pretty nice.
So that's the flights and the com.
Yeah.
Wait. So first place at Tasmania is going to get a prize card.
If I
Imagine going to a locals and
Depends
coming
if
out with
they-
a prize card.
It depends if they bring out the, bring down the pricing.
So if we go
Because
to
I think
if
they'll
it's
bring
only
out
top
the
8,
amount
it
of
might
people who
just
get
be
prizes.
the
Yeah.
and still in second place still gets a Switch.
So pricing structure remains the same, it's just less people in the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Top 4 gets championship plaque. Anyway, so that's enough of that. Whatever we were on. Back to the product stuff. Chaos Emperor Dragon the Pendulum gets a reprint in what is called
It's the first pendulum support in ages.
Battles of Legend
And it's a
Armageddon.
reprint of one we already had.
So Battles of Legend Armageddon. So there, Chaos Emperor Dragon won't be in
It's
2
called
Chaos.
Armageddon.
Yeah, Battles of Legend Armageddon.
I like it.
Who's it getting?
Armor.
Armageddon.
I'm getting rowdy.
So, I mean, unless they just have it as a cover card and then they reprint,
That would
One-
suck.
and then they reprint,
Oh, bro, imagine!
and they put Mind Hacker in instead. Because it was
Hey.
Mind Hacker's turn.
Chaos Emperor Dragon. Soak!
It was.
Mine hacker's turn.
It was.
You can hack mine nuts.
Maybe they'll put both in.
That'd be cool.
They pro-
Unlikely, but cool.
I reckon they
I
should
feel
put
like
a
it was
different
too
mine
soon,
in there.
though. A little bit.
So, the thing with prize cards is that only a handful of them are ever relevant.
Yeah.
So basically, the only two that I can remember are Minerva and Chaos Emperor Dragon.
Yeah.
Because they've actually done
I
things
think they're
like
the
that
ones
and
that have
said
been relevant.
Obviously-
I think
obviously
they've been
Summer's
more
time back in the
niche
day.
than others.
Crash
Like-
Card Virus.
Blood Mythist.
No, that wasn't.
Okay, we've been through this, that's not how you say it.
Sorry, Blood Mythist.
I think blood said the same no matter what. You don't have to change the way the blood is said.
Death Volscoff was useless.
That was a sick card though. I fucking love Death Volsgaff.
Crash Card Virus, though.
Yeah, Crash Card Virus was definitely a problem. So yeah, we'll see what else we get from that. It's just kind of weird that back to back we're getting a Chaos Monster set, and then another Chaos Monster set.
Cyber's
That'll be
fine.
July 24, which is a week before the not Eternity Code, Rise of the Duelist. Which Rise of the Duelist comes out. No, actually, it's a week before the sneak peek of Rise of the Duelist. Oh,
So 2
premiere,
weeks.
sorry.
Premiere.
Oh shit, we're due for that soon, aren't we? That's coming up.
Yeah, it is.
Do you guys think I'd have done better at YCS if I had the ultra rare Cyberstein?
What's it at
No,
now?
you would have cried. That,
$14,000.
no, what would have happened is you would have cried that much more when Electromite got banned.
No, because I'd have been like, sell. Now I'm rolling in 14 fucking grand. Whoop.
You realise to have got the 14 grand card, you would have had to
Maybe
pay
there's
for
worth
it.
I'm not
that.
listening.
maybe it's worth that now. Ultra,
No card is worth $15,000.
it's pretty rare,
You're rare.
and there's enough people that are like in the money now,
Shrink.
coming into good jobs that kind of want to invest.
Shrink.
Shrink was weird.
It's a good card.
Actually, what was the I
only
remember
way-
reading an article a long time ago that was it Card of Sanctity. Was the original print of that was is stupidly expensive because they didn't even give it as a prize card. They gave it to like a Dragon Jewel prizing, and so a whole bunch of them were wrecked.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, you just gave them to a bunch of 8-year-olds and
Yeah.
they just like scratched the. Oh.
So then so it was so
Gold-
there's a limited
It
number.
breaks
in the
my heart
world.
just saying it out loud.
Gold Suck was a prize card too.
Oh,
It was at the
That
same
wasn't-
time as Crush Card.
because Goldsuck was relevant in Diamond Dude, I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves me correctly. Or just before it. Otherwise. Then also, speaking of old ass cards, the Sacred Beast structure deck will get in July 10. There's a couple more cards actually we know from that now. Pretty much they get a spell card that searches any of the Sacred Beasts or any of the cards that list any of the Sacred Beasts.
Yeah, that one has a
Continuous spell,
fairly steep. Does that one have a cost to it? There's one there that has like an insanely high cost.
So that one's
More than you could ever imagine.
like a monster. You think?
15,000.
Everything.
The monsters seem fun. You contribute like, oh my god, it's just so dumb.
15,000, but I wouldn't pay more than 14,999.
So yeah, that's a continuous
99
spell.
cents.
As I said, when you activate it, you can add one of those. Once per turn, you can discard one cast for someone, fiend monster with 0 attack, defense from your graveyard. So it gets back the other support. And once per turn, if you control a level 10 monster, you can add one continuous spell from your graveyard to your hand. What do you do?
The spell and the monster one have always been really trash in that because there's very few continuous spells and traps here. I mean, spells compared to traps that
Yeah.
you get good value out of. And then summoning 3 fiends is just a massive pain in the ass.
Yeah, like I know that this deck is trying to get them all. Like, so the trap card as well is a continuous trap, and it's like you get one effect per each name you have on the field. So yeah, like
Oh, that's the floodgate one.
yeah,
So in theory, it's quite good because if you can get more than one on field, it's like very heavy stun.
yeah. If it has two, like, it doesn't say you can activate it once per turn. So yeah, you can just keep negating activated effects of monsters that your opponent controls when that effect was activated.
Well, it's like skill drain. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like you shouldn't have to have multiple up to.
Oh my
50
god,
effects.
I versed this deck online the other day and it destroyed me.
Yeah, it stopped me from getting my jeans.
Oh
'cause it
my
took fucking
God.
6 hours to reply to my message.
So do they have 3 Sacred Beasts up, or do they only have like 2? Because 3 is like any monster.
I didn't even know if that support was announced by the time Lachlan was versing this, so they
Oh,
weren't
good
at full
point.
power.
Yeah. It was the other spell that I really liked.
Fool, you hadn't even versed its final form.
Because the Hamon thing, like, I'm not sure if I talked about it like in the group chat or here, but like the Hamon stuff seemingly is fine. Like,
You have brought it up before and I've dismissed it, but it is seeming better as more stuff gets announced.
yeah. And so with the trap card, like, I mean, I wouldn't probably. So you got that fiend that. Chaos Summoning Beast, you can only use the 1 of 2 effect once per turn. You contribute this cast for someone one of this Sacred Beasts from your hand, ignoring the summoning conditions. Okay.
That in its own seems pretty good.
Then you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Fallen Paradise.
That's
From your
their
deck to your
field
hand.
spell, which I don't know what it does.
Actually, I don't think I really like the field spell. The other one was Chaos Core. You can use the number 1 effect once per turn. When this card's targeted by a card effect or an opponent's monster attack, you can send up to 3 cards from your hand or deck to the graveyard. 1 of each. Uriah, Hamon, or Raviel. Alright. If you do place 1 Phantasm card counter on this card, and when this card is sent to the graveyard, you take no battle damage for the rest of this turn.
Right.
That's kind of weird. Skull will be destroyed by a card effect you can remove. So remove 1 Phantasm counter from it instead. This is dumb. That sucks.
Yeah, it's not good.
What was the other spell that was with Hamon was really, really cool. Otherwise. So it's in the structure deck, and the structure decks have been more usable lately, right? Do you have the other one? Blake? No, the other one. Because your cat was fucking with it.
Did you pick it up?
No, I haven't seen it since.
And it's gone forever.
And it wasn't under there anymore.
What was the question?
So structure decks have been like relevant for the most part. Do we
Yeah.
see this being
Ish. I would say yes. Ish. Like, there was the ones that can there are a lot of structure decks that come to mind that were a lot of fun to play, but there's only a few that are coming to mind that were good
Yeah.
in the last few years. ABC.
Yeah, ABC was a big one.
Monarch?
Just before that was Monarch, yeah.
We've definitely talked about this on the pod before, but like lately, like Rockets
Rockets didn't
anything,
do
right?
much on their release, but they've done stuff now.
Yeah.
And it's weird it's taken so long because that stuff's been out. Like, nothing really changed with that deck
Some
between
very-
when all that stuff was out and now.
Did
Like,
Orcus just do
it's-
stuff better?
Yeah,
than it?
maybe it was just a tier thing that, like, there were just too many decks that were better than it.
Some variant of Rocket or like Dragon Spam has always fucking existed. Why? I get dragons are cool. Not when
think
you make
it's-
8 million of them.
I think it's just the dragon support has always been very strong, and people like dragons. They're looking at the meta and they're like, it's pretty cool. Needs more dragons.
Yeah.
I can't find this original Sacred Beast card.
And then in more recent times, in terms of structure deck, obviously Salad had its
Yeah,
big
Salad.
impact. Salad was a big one, like budget and meta, and still relatively up there in terms of tier. And then what was the most recent one? Shadol. Oh, and the Endymion.
They've definitely upped the game.
Endymion was a strong one as well.
Yeah, and Jimmy, and that should have done more, I feel, but
Well, it
it
doesn't
was
really-
good enough to get Electromite burned.
And Servant got limited to one.
They just don't like pendulums. So if one went, why did we need the other one to go?
Because it's still too good.
No, it's not.
how far are we in this episode?
Why do we have to cut?
Oh no, it's more of like if we have to talk, if we have time to talk about the little cats and the rabbits.
Oh, the floofs.
Yeah, the floofs.
The cat.
I d-
Oh god, I just forgotten about that card.
Did you forget about Cum Cat?
Oh no. I had until you said it.
God, I'm really annoyed.
Oh, my brain.
Why have I lost these
It
cards?
was looking quite
Anyway,
promiscuous.
I'm sure we'll.
Oh,
and
you should be shot. You should be
That's
shot
something
now.
you would say. Shut up.
But I didn't. You
I
said
channeled
it.
my inner Jake.
uh,
I don't
and it
make
said-
those bad puns. Fuck you.
You always do.
No, I don't.
our new legendary jeweler set coming out, which seemingly is based around Marek, and I think Raz in the background and that thing. So we might get some more Raz support. But for the moment, we don't
Hopefully
know.
it's
About
just an errata.
that. Egyptian. Oh my god! If
Get out.
What?
what's the pun?
I know
said
what you
the other
said.
day? Errata.
Oh.
Ra.
Don't pretend like you didn't mean it. I know you did.
It needs it though, and that's a rant coming soon because my god, the card sucks. Anyway,
Well, I wasn't even trying to say it.
Egyptian God Slime is a level 10, 3,000 fusion effect monster. 1 aqua, 1 level 10 water monster.
So using ultra polymerization, you can get 3 of these babies out.
Ah.
That's pretty nice. You just get 3,000 attack meters.
Uh,
That means you have to summon it properly the first time.
must be either fusion summon or special summon by attributing 1 level 10 aqua monster with 0 attack, in which case you do not use polymerization. 0 attack, huh?
I have the floofs if you'd like. me to
Oh,
read
so
them
the
later.
original translation I read of this didn't have that. I was so keen to find a way to boost Ronin Tone's level up to 10.
Oh, damn.
Ah, well.
Rodent
Uh,
Rodent, that's an expensive. We should bring back Market Watch.
We used to.
Did you ever
The
listen when we
market's
did
way...
Market Watch?
No, I didn't. The market's way too erratic these days.
It was something where like one of us each week would just go on to what you hear the app and be like, "Yep, the ultimates are rising," because that app's just become more and more broken.
Yeah.
I'll come back to that. Egyptian
This card,
slime thing
this
in a
card
sec.
can be attributed as 3 tributes for a tribute summon. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Your opponent cannot target monsters you control for attacks or with card effects, except for Egyptian God's Line.
Here we go.
Wait, read that first part of its effect again.
Must be fusion summoned
Yep.
by special summoning one,
Yep.
or special summon by attributing 1 level 10 aqua
Yep.
monster with 0 attack.
Mm-hmm.
At this moment, it is only the trap.
Yeah, yep. Okay. So the rest.
It is treated for 3 tributes for a tribute summon.
Next bit.
Cannot be destroyed by battle. Your opponent targets monsters you control for attacks, or with your opponent cannot target monsters you control for attacks or with card effects, except for Egyptian gods.
Oh, the cost of that is way too steep.
Yeah, so it's this guy in a certain forum online said If you use Ultra Polarization to summon Egyptian God Slime using its first summon condition, you'll immediately be able to summon 2 more by bringing back its materials with Ultra Poly. Throw in a Mound of the Bound Creator. You've got 3,000 attack beat sticks that cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. And also can't be destroyed by battle.
Wait, because the way they're worded, they're old school, right? It's like you have to attack me. Oh no, you have to attack me type
Yeah,
thing.
It's double dupe.
Yeah, the dupe. Like,
Double dupe, 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 scoop.
Oh, so
Imagine
how's
having a
Ultra,
3K
how's Ultra
dupe lock
Polarization
mark.
doing this?
So Ultra Poly, you pay 2k fusion summon, and then you banish it from grave, target a fusion monster you control,
Yeah.
and summon its materials back from grave. The materials
And
effects are
then just do it
negated,
again, yeah.
and then you
This
just
used to
do
be
the
really
contact
good in
fusion
Predator
effect.
Plants. This is
It's
Predator
still
Plants
very good
support.
in Predator Plant.
Well, I mean, you still need to activate the trap.
And also, you can't summon the trap back as a monster.
Everyone agreed with him.
Yeah, well, he done.
Yeah, how?
Can you just
I
summon
think the only way you can. Oh wait, no, that's not even an aqua type because you can't even use the Time Lord. No, that
Yeah,
doesn't work at all.
no.
Apparently, it sounds fire, and you could try this in a Gishki deck.
Oh,
Zelgius.
well, but then you got to ritual summon the. Sorry, I forgot. There is a level 10 aqua. No, it doesn't have 0 attack.
It has many attack. It has 32.
What are you on about? What? I'm looking this cut up.
Yeah,
Egyptian
God Slime.
God's Lime.
Yeah, by attributing one.
God's lime.
What's the screen cap I sent to the chat the other day? Because they're probably reading the original. Like, because I'm.
I
pretty
read the chat.
Oh no! So if you fuse the ritual from your hand with Ultra Poly, but then you still can't bring it back to resummon it the second
I
time.
don't know if Ultra Poly can do from hand.
Oh no, you definitely can't because I would have used it in prank kids or some shit.
I'll find out what the level 10 0 attack things are. Was it 0 attack and defense or just 0 attack?
0 attack. Yeah, because obviously the trap it's meant to be upgrading is 3,000 defense. They gave Jinzo a card as well, which is kind of shitty. Quick play spell. You can activate one of these cards. Name put once per turn. You could probably activate 4 of these bastards. It wouldn't matter. If you control Jinzo, target one face of card in the field and destroy it. Then it was a trap. You can apply one of these effects. Negate the effects of one face of card in the field until the end of the turn.
It's a fairy.
Oh, what? I thought it had to be water. Or is it aqua?
Water aqua.
Water and aqua?
Did I leave the photo here? Here we go. So
Level 10 aqua monster.
Yeah,
For the first summon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You're able to use the-
so you can definitely fuse the Time Lord. You can fuse if in your
Well,
hand,
contact
but then you
fuse.
can't bring it back.
Yeah.
So you can contact fuse it, or you can Ultra Poly it.
You can Ultra Poly it. You can Ultra Poly
So
it.
you can
hand.
Ultra Poly the Time Lord.
Yeah, with an Aqua Monster.
Yeah, but you can't do
So
the
this-
secondary card.
No.
This thing's saying there is no level 10 aqua
No, there's not.
with 0 attack.
There
There's
isn't. The only one is Metal Reflex Slime is the trap. In which case you can't
Well,
use
yeah,
Ultra
it's
Poly
just
to
use
summon
trap.
back.
Yeah.
And then this whole thing works.
In saying that, we've spent about 10 minutes on this. I dare say they'll probably release another thing. Like they won't be relying on a 13-year-old trap card.
You go, way to set your monster's attack to 0.
Temple of the King.
And upgrade its level to. Yeah, I was thinking Temple of the King as well.
We could just shrink while you're on 1. Or we can round up.
I feel like that creates more problems than it's.
So, do we want to talk about the Melpies?
I'll take
No.
They do a lot, and they look really cool.
They look kind of.
But I don't think there's a win con there yet. I think we probably.
They kind of do. Like
wanna break
with
it down
their
in a-
exes.
Maybe we'll break it down in its own video.
Yeah, I definitely think like these deserve a bit more than us writing it off at nearly midnight to get it done. Shit, I should have done Gifts and Pokemon Go. All right, let's wrap this bastard up. Let's take it home. What an episode it's been. Imagine if Logan was here. Would have been even worse. And I've lost the question.
Oh no.
Bro, he's got so many tabs open.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Here we go. In the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki
Oh, real quick, just
Yeah.
before we get into this.
yeah.
If you're on the audio podcast,
Yep.
please go to youtube.com/cowboy4game, 4 being the number. with no space or capitals or whatever. And just hit subscribe. Even if you don't go on YouTube much, it would help us out tremendously. Even if you just go into a video and hit like or leave a comment or whatever, that is the easiest way to get in touch with us.
Yeah.
We'll always read your message out on here. But yes, please go there and subscribe, even if you're not going to do anything with it.
On Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki, Donut268 asked, General, which deck is most annoying? Mind Countdown, Vanity Stun, or FTK decks?
What was the first one?
Mind Countdown.
Mine.
Countdown.
Like Mystic Mind Final Countdown.
Yeah. Vanity
Or-
Stun or FTK decks?
So I want to say FDK decks.
Or-
In order of annoyingness, I would put it FDK, Vanities, Mind Countdown.
He's biased towards
No. I would have said this before
He's
too.
compromised.
I would say this before too, because there is a reason Mind Countdown doesn't top. Vanities, back in the day, topped.
And FTK decks.
And FDK decks have always been around. Mine just isn't on the same level of like it's not got the years of being annoying that deck has.
Yeah.
What would you say?
So I guess
Wrong.
That's basically how most conversations with you go anyway.
Yeah, I say something. You go
Your
wrong.
opinion is different to mine. Go away.
Ding dong, your opinion
so-
is trash.
So there's only 3 options there, right? Because I thought I heard something else.
No.
So I guess the thing with FTKs is, of late, they've been fairly good at addressing them and making sure that they're either inconsistent to a point where they're unplayable,
Yeah.
or if they're super consistent, they hit them immediately.
Yeah.
So while they're annoying in the period that they exist, they generally go away. Whereas there's always someone playing some form of no special summon stun, like Block BA
Yeah.
is key for that.
Yeah, that's what I say Vanity Stun.
Nat Beast and Thingo, and you can't attack it because they've got the Mech Knight there. Like, super annoying. And then, yeah, Final Countdown's too inconsistent to ever really be a problem.
So you go with Vanity Stun?
I'd go with Vanity Stun.
Yeah. I'll probably go Vanity Stun too. Mine isn't a problem. Even when, like,
If it gets banned,
it
it's gonna
definitely
be one of those
changes the
things that get
game.
banned.
But it's just, I've never been in a situation where I'm like, oh, I lose again. As soon as it's played, I'm like, oh, I can try and play this out and find ways around it.
As someone who plays mine, a lot of dudes aren't like that. They're just like, well, I've heard Teddy today who didn't side in. Like, I beat him game 1, and game 2, and he didn't side in anything. He didn't have any spell and trap removal in the side deck. And he was just like, well, GG. I played Mystic Mind.
And this is why locals, you should main deck spell and trap removal. I don't care what you say. Unless if you got some weird hyper aggro locals.
I don't think you should. Don't do it. Especially not at our locals.
Yeah, there you go. All the people that are locals doing it, start doing it.
As much as you
Hilarious.
as much people like net deck and copy things from top list because blah blah blah. At the end of the day, you're versing the people at locals. You know what they're playing. Play your deck to beat them.
Yeah.
And when it goes to regionals, change it. Simples.
Yeah.
Simps. Yeah, Simps.
Start running.
We can't call them that anymore, Jake.
Start Twin Twister.
I didn't call them that.
Simples.
Start.
Mine is a reference to meerkats.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Meerkat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Meerkats
That,
don't even exist.
I won't be happy if this year doesn't end with that Meerkat going simps.
Oh no. Oh no.
On that note, thank you very much for listening to us.
By God, the simp has fallen in love with the e-girl.
You simps.